Hello, how the hell are you, folks? I'm conscious that Novabug normally does a stream. In fact, Milestar, what are you doing in here? You better jump over to Novabug. What time does he start? Is he a bit later tonight now? I'm not sure. I've not seen any of his streams for a while. Anyway, welcome. Should I just close the blinds a wee teeny bit? Yeah, how the hell are you? I'm fine. I wasn't really planning to do anything tonight. But I was in Edinburgh today, and yeah, I was maybe going through my girlfriend's house tonight, but I was with her today through in Edinburgh, and we had quite a busy day, and she's up early tomorrow morning, so I thought I'll no bother. So I thought I could watch a film on the TV. I could go and see Naked Gun, the new Naked Gun film, but I was too tired, and I thought I could just play the Xbox, and I thought, oh fuck it, I'll do a live stream since I've not done a Friday waffle. So anyway, thanks for tuning in. I've not got much of a script at all. I'll start this off just with what I've been up to over these last. I was going to say last 7 days, but it's been a couple of weeks since I've done a waffle. Yeah, I was away. I was at a wedding. I was at a wedding in Denmark. Oh, and when did I go? Oh, I can't bloody remember. I was away in Denmark for 5 days, got back last Tuesday morning. Yeah, last Tuesday morning. Um, wedding was fantastic. Really, really good. Um, Prices in Denmark are just unbelievable. If you Google like top 10 most expensive countries to cost of living, Denmark is one of them. It's really expensive, but apparently, um, the I think the income tax is 42%. So yeah, you pay 42% of your wages on tax, but apparently the wages reflect that. So the wages are a lot higher, and because of that, things like you go for a meal, you automatically tip. You tip the waiter because that's, most kind of like sort of customer service kind type roles. They're minimum wage, but apparently Denmark's minimum wage is far far higher than any other country. So it's if you live in Denmark, I suppose that's good because it's a very clean place. It looks like a really nice kind of place to stay. But when you're a poor United Kingdom citizen going into Denmark, then you really notice the cost. I mean, just to give you a comparison, I was at a wedding. It was my cousin's wedding, and it was over £10 for a pint of Guinness. And I was out with some school friends last night. Went to Wetherspoons, and I got four drinks for I think it was 11 quid. So yeah, you're getting four drinks for the price of one in Denmark. But no, it was great, beautiful country. Very, very kind of Scandinavian. I mean, I've never been to Germany, but I get the feeling it feels like a kind of German type country. I was in Prague, was it last year? It feels like that. Lots of, beautiful architecture. Really good. So that was excellent. The flight was delayed by 2 hours, which was a pain in the arse, due to the hurricane that we had. In Scotland, we had high winds, which seems to be getting more and more common. And I was when I was coming home, I thought my back fence is going to be down because it almost blew down when we had that really, really strong winds. What about 6 months ago? It was literally at 45 degrees, and I was actually out trying to support it, stop it blowing down. So yeah, the flight was delayed. Hang on, I got an itch here. Ah, the flight was delayed 2 hours, so didn't get back until 2 a.m. Excuse me, on Tuesday. So that was that. Didn't play pool on Tuesday because I was too tired. Wednesday, did I do much? No, Wednesday's kind of my only night of the week that I don't really have anything planned. So I quite look forward to a Wednesday, just kind of doing nothing. Thursday, I was at my short film sort of drama group, and I've got to say I'm having I know a few of my mates that are that watch my channel are or they're friends on Facebook. So you've probably seen a few photos that I've put up, but I've got to say I'm having it's probably the single most fun thing that I've done in my life. You might be saying, Christ, you've always had a dull life, but um, it's brilliant. It's so good. It's a lot of fun. People are absolutely fantastic. People from all kind of walks of life, um, and getting to like be in a wee film. It's just a short kind of short comedy horror thing. It's great because I mean I've always spoke about YouTube. For me, YouTube is it's a platform, and I'm not trying to get all fucking arty farty and precocious or whatever. Um, it's it gives me it's a platform to allow me to try and be creative. And I used to do that in the sort of early days of YouTube. To a point. But being able to like play characters and just act daft, and ultimately it's going to be wee films that are going to go hopefully get put onto YouTube, whatever it is. So I'm having a great time with that. Really, Thursdays now my kind of officially my favourite night of the week. That was that. Last night I was out with seven, 8 people, all school friends, guys that I went to school with, primary school, and then later on into high school. I'm friends with them on Facebook. I mean, one of my mates, he was probably my best mate until he moved to America. He is across. He lives in Seattle, and he came across. He's across for a couple of weeks, so he was there, and I managed to round up about another 5 or 6 people. So that was really really good, good fun. Today I was in Edinburgh. Ava, myself, Lee, my girlfriend, and her son. We went in Edinburgh. He's got a flat in Edinburgh, and we went for some Japanese food, really really nice. And then we thought Ava wanted to go to a shop in the centre of town, and we thought, right, it's a bit too far to kind of walk, so we'll drive. So I took the car. Uh, I don't know if any of you guys know Edinburgh, but I ended up going up like up the bridges, and then I went up this one-way street, and I got absolutely swarmed with people because I mean we couldn't have picked a worse day to go into the town. It's the Edinburgh Fringe Festival. It's in middle of summer, and Oasis are playing tonight at Murrayfield, so you can imagine how busy it was. So I'm trying to drive my car, and because it's not an automatic, well, it is an automatic car. Because it's an electric car, when you're going really slow, you can't. Well, even if you're going fast, you can't hear the bloody car. So I'm trying to push my way through all these people. Honestly, it was like a scene out of a fucking zombie film. There was just, I'm not going to say tens of thousands, but there was hundreds of people, and they were all just walking in front of the car, and like Lee's like, peep the horn, because I'm not going to do that because then they'll turn on me. But the problem is, the slower you go, it just encourages them to walk in front because when there's like 200 people versus me in a car, there's only going to be one winner, and it's not going to be me. Um, so we got engulfed in people, and then eventually we got to the bottom of the street, and it was a fucking dead end. So we had to kind of do a U-turn and come back out. But yeah, yeah, not advisable to drive in Edinburgh when it's like that. But yeah, it was good, really, really good. So came back, and I thought I don't know what I'll do myself tonight, but I thought I'll do some stuff. So I've got a couple of things. I'm I'm going to be honest. I am really, really aware that I've now kind of reached the point when it comes to like doing Friday waffles and what have you, that I am very, very negative. I mean, the early days of my waffles were very positive. It was, I was like waxing lyrical about my love of the hobby, and I could talk about things, computer games, piracy, Commodore 64, the Spectrum. I talked with passion. I was excited about it. um, and I mean, it's hard to kind of keep that going for like, I mean, I started it in what, 2013, 12 years ago, I started kind of doing waffles. And I'm very, very aware, self-aware that anytime I do these now, I'm very negative. I'm complaining all the time. Um, and I don't think I'm not concerned about it that I'm like that, but I don't think it makes there's people watching this. What do you guys think? Do you like listening to me just complaining about stuff, being very negative about stuff? The thing is, I mean, I am actually a very, very positive person. I am, but I think it's definitely a thing. Then as you get older, we do complain because we've we've lived our life, we've been around the block a few times. You see people act in a certain way, whether it's rudeness, impoliteness, talking too loud, driving their car, and we know better because we've lived a lot longer. We've been on this spinning planet for a lot longer than people. So I think that's just what happens. Um, yeah, you know what, Ox? Yeah, you're right. I never really thought about that. I mean, I think yeah, right. I mean, I think society. I've become very, very disillusioned. Whilst I couldn't be happier in my life. The only one thing I don't like about my life is I'm old. And I think I'm very fortunate. I mean, I kind of look after myself. I don't have any health issues. I can go to the gym and all that kind of stuff. But I'm aware that I'm not immortal. I'm not Sean Connery. I am going to kick the bucket at some point, and that's going to be, I'm in the wilderness years of my life. And I'm not trying to be negative. There you go. Doing it again. I'm not trying to be negative, but apart from thinking, fuck, I'm having too much fun to like to check out. Evening, Bill. How are you, mate? I know, well, we're Scottish, mate. We're entitled to complain. I'm having the time of my life. I'm in a good place. I've got a great daughter. I've got a good relationship. I've got a decent enough job. That's a wee bit at the moment, which I'm not going to talk about. But at the end of the day, if things were to go tits up, I'd go and get another job. But I just I like where I am in my life at the moment. I'm very, very content, and I think that's one good thing that comes with age. We do tend to become more content. We don't get excited about technology, or it's not all about the latest phone. Although I did get myself a new phone. I've got to say, I got myself. I mean, the phone that I had was a Redmi Pro. It cost me about 250 quid about 6, 7 years ago, and it's a great phone. But I noticed it was starting to get a wee bit kind of clunky and whatever. And then I just went in, gift gaff, mobile phone. So I got myself a Samsung S24, which I think is the last model. I think the S25 is the current model. It's costing me like 22 quid a month for 2 years. I'm like, and it's incredible. The camera is wow. It's something else. Like the zoom in and all that kind of stuff is brilliant. But yeah, I think I, I'm very, very happy with my life. But like everybody, I think we're just getting tired of everything. We're getting tired of not having enough money. We're getting tired of, oh, I mean, listen to me complaining. When you sort of like, if you watch the news, I don't really watch the news. I intentionally don't watch the news. Um, but when you see what's going on in like Gaza and you know, the sort of genocide and children and women and men. It always annoys me when people say women and children. Well, men are just as entitled to not die as anyone else. But when you see the misery that's going on in the world, you've got fucking Trump, you've got Putin. Every day you go on the Daily Express, I mean, I've got a news thing at the bottom of my computer, and you click on it, and it's always the Daily Express, which is a pile of shite. But yeah, they said that we fully expect there's going to be a third world war soon. because Putin's apparently getting these missiles put into place, and you think, fucking hell, a few years ago, I would read that and be panicking and thinking, oh fucking hell, we're fucked. It might still happen, I don't know, but let's not kind of worry too much about it. But yeah, there's so much fucking misery, and I just even where I stay now, I mean, I'm proud to be Scottish, and if I'm being honest, I'm proud to be British. But I think the UK's fucked. It really is. It's gone to the dogs. And I'm not going to get into politics because I don't do politics. I intentionally don't talk about politics. I'm not a political person. But when you see what's going on in the world, what's going on in the UK, we're spending money on things where it could be better spent. Um, I just get very disillusioned and yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Even society now is just it's different. It's a different place, Back in I mean, I was talking to when I was out with my mates last night from school. We were saying how we were one of the girls, her son was there, and he's I don't know 22, 23-year old, and I said to him, I says, I'm actually blessed that I was born the generation that I was born. I said, yeah, I wish I was younger again. I wish I wasn't, the age I am, I says, but we 100% were taught respect, we were taught politeness, we weren't greedy, we were taught to appreciate things. And that's all gone, that's completely gone. And when you're walking about like the town centre or whatever, and you you walk past teenagers or whatever, and they just completely they look through you. You're invisible, and maybe that's always been the case. Maybe when I was a teenager, I didn't look at I didn't see old people either. But yeah, don't get me wrong. People, like me, will like to complain and say this is bad and that's shite and blah, blah, blah. But in the main, you've got to. What I'm trying to say is you've got to. There's lots of shit going on, which let's be honest is largely out with our control. Um, there's tons and tons of fantastic things going on as well, and it's up to us to go and grab it. And I said that to that young guy, the guy I was talking to last night, and I says, yeah, you get people just complaining about this. Oh, I'm too old for that, or I've got a sore leg, or oh, I can't do this and can't do that. And I said, you know what? We get one shot of this life, and it's up to us to fucking make the most of it. I mean, nobody's going to come to you with a plate, and you don't need money. You don't have to spend lots of money to get happiness. There's loads of things. I'm still, like I said, I'm embarking on like wee bits of acting. I mean, and it is really, 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 really wee. Hopefully things might get better. Hopefully I'll get a chance to do kind of other things. But I would never have imagined in a billion years I'd be doing stuff like this. So you're never too old to take up new hobbies. And I understand. I mean, some of my friends that are watching this don't keep very well. They don't have great health, and I'm blessed, and I appreciate and think I'm lucky that I've got my health. And so I'm going to make the most of it. You've got to make the most of your life because, yeah, it's like I says, you get one shot, and then that's you. So anyway, yeah, I'm just having a fucking good old moan. But yeah, that's the reason I'm conscious that I complain all the time. Everything's negative. Whilst I'm a very, very positive person, when I'm doing waffles, I just complain about things. So anyway, to kind of get it back into retro gaming, in the news, there's a Spectrum Next 3 Kickstarter 3. Yeah, I mean, you probably know, and I know you guys. Yeah, Error 42. You're not wrong, mate. Bloody hell. Um, what was I going to say? Yeah, when I got to know about the Kickstarter for a new Spectrum called the Next. I funded it. I can't remember how much it was. It was about 120 quid or something. And then I completely forgot all about it because it just went quiet for like 3 years. nothing was mentioned. I never looked at it, or to be honest, I actually forgot that I'd even funded the thing to the point when the next did come out. Um, when the next did come out, I couldn't actually remember whether I still had to pay for it or not. I thought, have I just paid a tenner? Have I just said, yeah, I will buy one when it comes out? But apparently I had paid it. So I got the next, I got the Spectrum next, and I was blown away with how beautiful it was. I made a video. It's one of my kind of highest viewed videos, actually, which is quite strange. Um, Don't you start, Steve. Yeah, I got it, and I was like blown away because what I thought was wonderful was this was the first new computer that I had got since getting the Commodore Amiga. I had my Texas, then I got a Commodore 64, and back then these computers were standalone. You had your Spectrum, you had your Dragon 32, you had your Atari. Well, I had a Commodore 64. Then I got my Atari ST. Then I got my Amiga, and then it became PC, and the thrill and the love for getting a standalone computer went out the window. Getting a new graphics card, woohoo! Who cares? Um, so yeah, when the Spectrum Next came along, it was the first brand new standalone computer that I had bought in like 40, 35 years, and a beautiful thing. Um, the problem was, and this is still the problem, and maybe again, it's just my opinion. I'm not saying there's anything right. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. Getting games for it is quite difficult. You've got to, and here's a shocker: you've got to pay for them. Yeah, we're now living in sort of society. This hobby of ours, you can get games for either free or for next to free. You've got the option to pay £2, whatever. So when somebody releases a game and it's 14 quid, you're like, wow, that's far too much. That's a complete rip-off. And we complain about it. The next, um, all the games, most of the games you've got to buy. I'm not even, and it's because I'm too lazy. I'm not even fully aware of where you go to get games to the next. They don't seem to be as easy to get a hold of. And I'm not talking about pirate copies. I'm talking about just like even to buy them. There probably is a website. I'm sure there's a website for them. Um, and this is a thing that kind of I get a bit kind of I run through in my head, and I think, why am I not really getting it? You buy a PlayStation 5, you're getting games that are mind blowing. You're like, wow, 120 frames a second, glorious looking, playing on the big TV. You see it. The problem is, you get a Spectrum next, and the games, and I couldn't quite put my finger on it or describe what the games are like. And somebody in a live stream or whatever it was, a video of mine's, said that the games that come out in the next look like public domain games for the Amiga. And that's exactly what they look like. They're not, uh, they're not, they don't look like commercial games. They look like public domain games. And they're selling them for, I don't know, 15 quid, whatever. And you could probably say, well, what are you complaining about? You paid all the money back then. Yeah, we did pay a lot of money back in the 90s, but things have changed. We're now living in a society where you can get a humble bumble and you can get 20 games for like 2 quid. You can get games for free, all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, we're paying 15 quid is now, unless it's like a triple A big massive game, 15 quid seems like a lot of money for what looks like a public domain Amiga game. You can shoot me down if you want, it's just my opinion. And so I never really kind of got the whole Spectrum next. Um, what I used mine for was it was the way I played. It was what I used to play Spectrum games. I mean, I've had multiple real Spectrums. The problem is you've got to, unless you're clever and you can convert it, you've got to plug it into an RF TV and it's shit, and I don't have any way to load games. So yeah, the Spectrum Next took away all the aggro. It took away, it made it completely, it made it really easy to play a game. You know, if I want to play one of the best games in the spectrum, Bill's Chase HQ. I can load it up in the next. It's loading in seconds. There's no fucking about. I can plug it into a monitor. I can play it on a big TV. So to me, it is. I always looked upon it as future proofing my ability to play Spectrum games. You know, on original hardware. I'm not going to go like that because I fucking hate. Billy Connolly said he hates people doing that. I went out for a meal. He says he just wants to go up and fucking snap their fingers, and that's what I want to do as well. So I would never do that. So I'll need to edit that wee bit out. But yeah, I bought the Spectrum, and it just became the thing that I used to play Spectrum games. But then that got wiped out when I got a Mister. You've heard me talk about the Mister. I'm not going to go on about the Mister. Apart from if you're into kind of old games, I'm not going to call them retro games. If you're into old games, then the Mister is the way forwards. Unfortunately, there are now cheaper ways of getting the sort of the Mister. There's Retro Man Cave. I know he's not called that. I don't even know what he's called these days. But Neil from Retro Man Cave, they've got a sort of collaboration with a couple of other companies. They've made this standalone. Uh, I'm going to call it. I'm not going to call it a Diet Coke Mister. We'll call it a Diet Coke Mister. It's a Mister. It does the same as a Mister. I think it uses cheaper components, which is nothing wrong with that. But anyway, yeah, the Mister kind of took away. So the next got put in the box and it got put into a cupboard and it lay there for probably 2 3 years. And I thought, what is the purpose of having it? I'm doing absolutely nothing with it. You know, if I was hit with a bus tomorrow, um, my daughter would look at it and go, I don't know what I'm going to do with that. She'd probably give it to the Heart Foundation shop or something, or sell it on eBay for like 10 quid. Buy it now. The Retro Collective. Um, so I decided, you know what, I may as well get my, oh yeah, yeah, the Billy Connolly prescription windscreen. That is an absolute classic. If you don't know what it is, um, ask and I'll tell you. Um, yeah, brilliant one. What was I talking about? Can't remember what I was talking about. So yeah, I thought, you know what, I'm as well getting my money back on the Mister. So I sold it. I sold it. Made a wee bit of money on it because I got it for about 120 quid. And then that was it. I wasn't bothered about it. And then a few months later, I'm like, I wish I still. You know what it's like. You go into YouTube and you get a pop up. You know, oh, this brilliant next game, blah 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 blah, and you start reading about it and you think, fuck, why did I sell it? It's like anything you have instead of buyer's remorse. Yeah, you get seller's remorse. I get that now and again. You sell something, and that's why I've got all these fucking video games above me because I had lots of them. Got them for like, I wouldn't say pennies. I got them for like maybe a tenner each, and then I didn't have any space for them. I put them into a box in the loft, and then when I was trying to build my first MAME cab, I thought, how am I going to fund this? Tell you what, let's sell these things that I never use. Sold them. Months later, instantly regretted it. And then I ended up bloody buying the things back again. Cost me a fucking fortune. They don't do anything other than decorate my room. But I'm not quite there. I'm not going to start getting rid of them quite yet. But yeah, the next just became one of these things. It was sitting there, not getting used, so I sold it. And then it was maybe about a year later, I regretted it to the point I thought, I could maybe get another one. So I asked about, and one of my friends, I'm not going to say who it is, one of my friends who watches my channel, he was selling a Spectrum N Go, which is Oh, let's see it. Hopefully I can reach it. There we go. Come here, you bastard. There we go. Yeah. Yes. Lovely, 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 lovely. Um, my friend did my cracking price on that. He sold it to me. Now that has got it's not a Spectrum Next, but the board is 100% the same. Absolute 100% compatible. And the great thing is, it's a lot cheaper. And this one, listen to that clicky goodness. Oh, oh, yeah. That is clicky goodness porn, keyboard porn, folks. Though you will need a VPN if you want to watch it on my OnlyFans. Clicky keyboard porn. Um, yeah, the Spectrum. You know what, Bill? That's an interesting thing that you've only used yours twice. I mean, it's it, you had a job which is quite unusual insofar as people actually give a shit what you did 30 years ago. Nobody gives a shit about what I did for a job 30 years ago. People give a shit about what you did for a job 30 years ago because you made stuff which people even now 30 years on want to talk about, they want to make videos about, they want to play, and that's great. But yeah, so anyway, I got rid of the Spectrum Next, and I missed it. Bought that off my mate, and is it just me, or does anybody else, when you buy something, you want to justify that you've made a good purchase, so you go into YouTube and you put in Spectrum N Go versus Spectrum Next. You want to compare it. It was like when I got that bloody mobile phone, I'm typing in Samsung S24 versus iPhone 16, whatever it is. You want it goes back to when you had a Commodore 64 or a Spectrum. You wanted to you wanted to hear that what you had was better, and that's why I'm going off topic. When issue one of Zap came out, they interviewed Archer and McLean, and they were saying, "What do you think of the Commodore 64?" Um, and they obviously wanted all these programmers to say it was brilliant. And Archer and McLean said, "Yeah, it's a good machine, but it's not as good as Atari." And you don't want to hear that. You don't want to hear that. So anyway, I went on and I was googling. I was watching videos of like the Ngo, the Spectrum Ngo versus the Spectrum Next, and they were pointing out the good things about it and the bad things about it, and then they were saying, "Oh, the Spectrum Next is it's like the kind of holy grail." Blah, blah. So I thought, oh fuck it, and that's what I'm like. I'm one of these people. I can not buy something for months. I can go for like 10 months and buy nothing, and then I get this itch to own something, and that's it. It becomes all encompassing, and I focus on getting it, and I usually and it drives my girlfriend insane. I'll just go out and buy it, and she's like, "Oh, you should be shopping about," or it's even like trousers. If I want to get a new pair of jeans, I'll go up to the shop. Oh, there you go, waist 32, boof, into a bag, off. I don't try them on, I just bang, that's it. Impulse. So anyway, I thought, right, I want to get a Spectrum next. I want to get a Next again. So I bought one. I got one for it was it was a decent price. It wasn't like over the top. It was a decent price. And the thing is, the thing that I do like about buying like things like that is you will, as long as you don't go over the top, you will get your money back, um, which is fine. So I bought a Spectrum Next, and guess how many times I've used it? Yes, none. I bought it. I bought it. I think I did I test it. Yeah, I did. I tested it. Um, I bought it to keep, and I know that's bad because I go on about people who buy games and then they keep them in their cellophane and they keep them in a cupboard or whatever. But I like having it. I like the fact that I've got it, and I'm hoping that. So a part of me dies every time I hear that they're making a new one. They're like, don't do that. I want I want the next to become like the Jupiter Ace. Nobody had them. They're really, really rare. But obviously that's not going to happen. So I got the next and went on to YouTube. The next two came out and or whatever it's called, Kickstarter 2. I had a look. I was googling it. Oh, I wanted to. I wanted to justify to myself that buying the original one was that was the correct thing to do. And largely, people were saying, yeah, 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 that's the one to have. That's the most collectible. But then I started reading articles and watching videos where they were saying that the Spectrum Next 2 didn't have the issues with the HDMI. There was a few other things where they said, "Oh, this is better," and what they're also saying is that new Spectrum Next games, which I don't own any of, I do have one. Is it Head Over Heels? Because I'll come to that in a minute. Um, I started to read that Kickstarter 2 was going to be the best one. Just give me 2 seconds, folks. Give me 2 seconds. I need to quickly take this phone call. I will be right back. I'll just stick it on the little back in a jiffy. Give me 2 seconds. Right back. Yeah, so I was reading all these articles about saying that the Spectrum Next 2 is actually better than the first one. I'm like, oh, I don't want to hear that. And I don't know what it was, but one of my mates then mentioned that he was selling a Kickstarter 2 for a decent price. So I contacted him and he went, yeah, yeah, yeah. I think he sold it to me for what he paid for it. But anyway, I bought it. The thing is, I've been selling stuff. I'm not making money, absolutely not. But I've been selling stuff, and so I was using. Hey Dave, how you doing, mate? Yeah, I've been selling stuff, so I kind of reinvest it in other things. So anyway, I bought the second Kickstarter one as well, and that's just going. I've not even switched it on to be fair. That's in a box. Um, but what's interesting, and Bill's kind of alluded to that as well, the number of people that I have read. I mean, I was on a Spectrum Next Facebook forum, whatever you want to call it, Discord thing. Um, the number of people that are selling Spectrum Nexts and they're brand new. They said they've never had it out of the box, and they're saying that they bought it, but then they got really excited about buying the thing, and then they were excited about waiting for it, and when it arrived, they're like, "Wow, this is incredible," and they never use it. And I think that's a thing that happens with, I don't know, is it when you get older, possibly? I don't know what it is. Um, so I'm slightly surprised. Maybe I shouldn't be. I'm slightly surprised that there's still a massive demand for Spectrum Next. We'll see. We'll see. Am I going to buy one? Absolutely not, possibly. Yeah, we'll just leave it at that. How much are they? Just out of curiosity, asking for a friend, Steve. How much are they? How much? So can you still back them? How much are they? I don't think I need three. No, definitely not. And the thing is, I use my Spectrum Main Go. That's the kind of go-to one. The funny thing is, I've read a lot of people. I've heard a lot of people say that the end goal is the way to go. All right, it's not it's not like the original. The Spectrum Next is going to be, in years to come, it is probably going to be worth a bit of money because it's like a bit of a holy grail. Whereas the end goal is a cheaper version, but it works brilliantly, and it's got an on-off switch, which the other thing doesn't have as well. 340 quid. Fucking hell, I think I paid 120 quid for mine. Bloody hell. Um, yeah, Colin saying that's why I'm not buying a Next, a Commodore 64 Ultimate or a Mega 65. What have you got at the moment, Colin? Have you just got like a standard C64? Um, yeah. Now the next thing I'm going to moan about. Yeah. Let's moan. And like I says, I know. I, this is just my opinion, and it always has been. And I know people will probably give me a thumbs down and all that kind of stuff. Play Blackpool. Yeah. There's a couple of reasons why I'm not interested in going back. The main one for me is it's been going now. I think, did I read it's been going for like 11 years, whatever. Now they were great. The Play Blackpool things were great. It was kind of the first sort of like mainstream event where I met a lot of like YouTubers. It was great. Lots of the guys that I've known on YouTube, whatever. I got to meet them, and that was great. And I mean, I've been down to how many, maybe four or five. And the problem is now they've become extremely tedious. They've become very samey. They've never mixed it up at all. It's the same cabinets. It's the same retailers, you know, quite high prices. And the talks, I think the talks have kind of ran their course. Um, we play Blackpool. I mean, they've had some fantastic guests. Obviously, Mr. Harbison being he was the pinnacle. You don't get any better than that. But no, I mean there you go. I mean, Bill and I met at we kind of knew each other through like YouTube, and then I got the pleasure of interviewing Bill at Play Blackpool, and we're friends now. But yeah, there was lots every year. You go, oh, brilliant, oh, Jeff Minter or Sean Sutherland, whatever it was. It was really good guests. And now when I see who's appearing, I'm like, who? Who the hell's that? I mean, somebody they've announced somebody, and I had to somebody posted it in Discord, and I like, who's that? I don't know who that person is. And apparently they were involved in I think they're involved in the creation of the Amiga, which is a massive, massive thing. But I didn't know who they were. But it's just the same. It's the same over and over and over again. And another wee bit, and it's a kind of personal thing. I was, uh, obviously I did the talks 2 years running. Can't remember what years they were. Was it 2019? Was it 2018, 2019? I think it was. I did them, and you don't get a penny. You don't get a penny for doing it. You do it completely for free. The first year they gave me free tickets to get into the event. That's awfully good of them. Um, you've got to do. I personally sought out a lot of the guests. I contacted my little red book of YouTube guests, video game people. It might have been Bill. Did I get in touch with you? I can't remember. Or was that one that was already organised? I can't remember exactly. But yeah, I was writing all the questions. I was contacting the guests. I was paying to get down to Blackpool. I was paying from a hotel, and then they gave me a free ticket to do them. And then the next year, I was back, and I said to him, "Well, I want my hotel covered." Um, so they did that. I mean, no expense spared. It was bloody, what do you call it? Not the Nova. What's it called? The Nova, not the Nova bug. I can't remember the name of it. It's a shithole anyway. Um, and yeah, I mean, obviously I got to speak to Bill. I got to speak to many other people. Obviously, John Romero. I mean, that was a biggie. I mean, John Romero is a he's worldwide known. And I, again, I had to do everything, all the questions, everything, and it, I thought they went really well. I mean, the Bill, sorry, what the hell's his name? John Romero. I mean, you couldn't get in. It was like absolutely chock a block. And then the following year, I was kind of thinking, oh, I'll wait and see what happens. And then I never got Norbreck Hotel yet. I never got nobody. I never heard from anybody. I mean, the talks were done through Steve from Retro and Limb, and he'd always, because he'd asked me would I be interested in doing the talks. So I did them 2 years running. They went really, really well. And then the following year, I was kind of waiting on somebody saying to me, or Steve saying to me, "Oh, by the way, you all right for October?" And I never heard. The phone never rang. And then I found out that they're using this guy. I don't know what his name is. He's a kind of I think he's done a bit of he's done some TV work and all that kind of stuff. And I don't know the guy personally. From what I gather, he done a great job with the talks. But he had John Romero on the year after me. Then he had him back on for a third time. It's like, are you for real? There's other people out there. There's other people. There's lots of people. There's YouTubers, and don't even get me started on YouTube panels. If you didn't know better, there's only like Slopes Game Room, Larry Bundy, Stuart Ashens, and Kim Justice, and Top Hat, Knobman. That's it. These are the only people that make videos about video games. It's just become so samey. What pissed me off on a personal level is the fact that what do you call it? The guy that owns the play events, he's never spoke to me in his life. I've never had an email. I've never had any thanks at all for what I did for 2 years. And if he was to phone me tomorrow and say, "Would you like to interview?" But I wouldn't tell him to fuck off. I would say I'm not interested, and I would tell him why. I would make it, I would make it crystal clear why. Don't get me wrong, Steve from Retro and Limb. I mean, Steve's a friend of mine's. Steve, he said, "Oh, you done a great job," but Steve doesn't own it. He doesn't, he's got no financial gain out of it at all. I don't even know. That's how little I know about the play events. I don't even know the name of the guy. I know some of my mates know who it is, and they said he's a bit of a cock. It's all about taking. Yeah, I mean, Colin, you're absolutely right. You go for the people. You go for the people. But I think it's just. I think there's too much water's gone under the bridge with me with play Blackpool, and I wouldn't give them my money if you know what I mean. I'm certainly not going to fucking pay to go down. If they offer me free tickets, I wouldn't go down. Like I says, yeah, if I was going down, it would be just to see my friends, and that's what it's always been. But it's it's not about me moaning about it. It's the fact that it's dull. It's become so kind of stayed and samey. There's no. It's like watching the same film over and over and over again. Nothing changes. Um, I mean, I'd suggested a while back about a few things we could do, and they're not interested. So, yeah, play Blackpool. I won't be going. You can take that for that. The last thing I'm going to complain about before I get on with the questions, and I have got some good stuff to talk about shortly. Um, I've called it, "Am I falling out of love with retro gaming?" Um, I think the answer's definitely no. I'm not falling out with love, and I call it retro gaming because like that's what we know it as. I'm definitely not falling out of love with it. I still get excited playing the Commodore 64. I still love talking about games, and that's why I still do. That's why I still do the Friday, what do you call it, the Sunday streams and that kind of stuff. They're good fun. Um, I think, this applies to quite a few things. If you've ever got into a hobby and it's quite small and there's like passionate people that are into this hobby and you get excited about it, when you eventually when they eventually, sorry, Colin's saying they do have someone new and relevant on a panel. Who are you talking about, Colin? You talking about the guy from the Amiga guy that I was talking about? Because that's all they've announced. I get the feeling they're struggling for people because, yeah, let me know. Just curious. Um, what was going to say? Yeah, when you get into a hobby and it's quite new, it's like I suppose like skateboarding or BMX or whatever, and it's the same in the computer industry. We got into this hobby when we were very very young, um, and now it has become so vast, it's become so mainstream that it's become completely drenched and saturated with stuff which is I've got no interest in. I mean, I've made my thoughts pretty known about Chris Wilkins and his fusion setup. Um, I get on all right with Chris. I don't have anything personal against him, but I don't like the the content that they're now putting out is becoming so samey. They're just churning out book after book. I mean, how many books about Commodore 64 games do we really need to see? I've not bought one of these books for a long, long time, and I mean, I bought probably the first 10, what do you call it, 10 books that Chris and Retro Fusion put out, and they're just they're dull. They're dull. There's no real passion in them. And don't get me wrong, I mean, a few of my mates, and you know who I'm talking about, there are a few of my mates write for them, and they do good articles, but I just feel like it's a cash cow. And Jeff Minter, he summed it up years ago. He said when it was all about hobbyists and gamers and all this kind of stuff, then the accountants moved in, and then it became completely a different industry, and that's now where we are. It's all about, you know, buy, fucking buying Commodore 64 fridge magnets and all this kind of shit. There's, I think Milty Swinbuckle, or was it? No, it was Doug Scullery was talking about the early days of kind of video gaming, retro video gaming in the UK. You had Steve Benway, who's he's completely disappeared. I mean, he's still got a channel, but he doesn't really put out any content. I'm not subscribed to him anymore because he doesn't put out any content that I'm interested in. My mate Dave, Lon Boys Post, I mean, Dave's a legend. He's still going at it. Um, lots of guys, Lactobacillus prime. There's loads of them down the rabbit hole. These are all the early kind of guys. And now everybody in their auntie's got a YouTube channel, and you look at someone and you're like, oh, that's just a lot of pish. But yeah, where I'm getting to, this you're unless you've been under a rock for the last sort of 6 months, you'll be aware that a group of people have apparently bought Commodore. Now, apparently that entails buying over a number of copyright or trademarks. I think they own some like 20 trademarks. I did then see an article, it was on YouTube, or it was just on an online article by some Italian people, and they were talking about, even in Lucosa, they were talking about, they were saying that no, this group of people haven't bought Commodore, they don't own Commodore because they own some of it. So I don't know. But the bottom line is, I'm like, do I give a shit? I don't. I don't. And that's why I'm thinking I have lost a bit of my kind of passion and love for the kind of the hobby to, I mean, Atari doesn't exist anymore. People wear T-shirts. Kids wear T-shirts with Atari on it. They don't even know what the fuck it stands for. And it's the same with Commodore. Yeah, Commodore did make, in my opinion, the best 8-bit computer. It made the Commodore 64. It made the Amiga. Then it fell off a cliff. It just kind of crashed and burned eventually. So it stopped being a thing for what, I don't know, when did it stop being a thing? 1998 or something like that, 99. It got bought by, was it Tulip, and was it LNX or something? Various people have owned, bought Commodore, and now this group of people, including a YouTuber, to be honest, I don't even know his name. He seems like a decent enough guy. He's got a huge video YouTube channel. Him and a number of other people, including a lot of the guys that worked originally, they have now bought it back, and they're saying Commodore's back, and it's like, oh, great, oh, fantastic, fantastic. Yeah, the VIC 20 as well, of course. See, Dave, that was before I didn't have a computer at that point. The VIC 20 bypassed me. It came out before I got into computers. So that's why I don't really mention the VIC 20, because I didn't have it. Yeah, and the C16, of course, we can't forget. We can't forget that one. Um, but yeah, they're saying the Commodore is back. No, it's not. All that's happened here is a group of enthusiasts have bought the the logo, the rights to put Commodore on something, and it's like Chris Wilkins with his Zaps. He owns Zap and Crash issues, whatever it is, or the logos. I've got, I think, the first 25 mini Zaps and first 25 mini, what do you call it, crashes and all that. How many have I read? None. I think I opened up the first one, had a quick look at it. There is no, yeah, there is no spirit at all. The passion has gone. It's different times. It's 2025. It's not 1985. We're now drowning in tech, from smartphones to VR to Netflix to fucking electric cars, and God knows what else. So it's impossible to try and recreate and make it exciting again. So to say that Commodore is back, it's not. What's going to happen is they're going to release hardware, and it's going to have the Commodore 64 logo on it, or the Commodore logo on it. Does that mean it's Commodore? No, it doesn't. It means that, yeah, it's been put out with a group of maybe, I don't know, 10 people. I mean, the Ultimate 2 board, which I bought, I showed you last week. In fact, when I did the SID show last week, I was playing all the SIDs on that. Lacosa, I don't know if you watched that. I was playing all the SIDs on the Ultimate 2, and it's got it's got both SID chips in it, so you get really good sound. Um, yeah, so I think the guy that makes that is a guy called Gideon, and he's part of this new Commodore 64. He's part owner, and I think that what they're going to do is they're going to sell the board in a brand new case. It's going to have glowing lights in it. See, all these gimmicks put me off. I don't want, if I was going to buy something like that, I just want it to look, I want it to look the same. I'm not interested in fucking flashing lights and whatever. Um, so yeah, do I give a shit about the Commodore buyout? Not at all. I mean, I'm pleased, I suppose, for the people that do, uh, give a shit. I'm pleased that the Commodore brand is now owned by people who actually care about it, rather than being a bunch of Philadelphia lawyers or whatever it is. That's nice. Is it going to affect me in any shape or form? No. On the scale of giving a shit from 1 to 10, it's probably maybe 2, 2 at the very, very most. So yeah, am I falling out of love with retro gaming? I still love my games. I think a big part of it for me is lack of time. I'm not making as many videos. I mean, about the only videos I put out really now are live streams, because they're easy to do. You don't have to edit them, whatever, and you can just make them. Um, I mean, well, I'm going to mention Lacosa. He put out a lot of videos. He used to do with little reviews and that kind of stuff. And and I'm not saying it because he's here, but there's some of the most entertaining videos that you can watch on YouTube when it comes to kind of video games. And I know he gets sick and tired of people, including myself, saying, "Oh, you're going to come back and make more retro gaming videos," and he's not interested in it anymore. And I'm kind of getting to that stage now. Am I going to stop doing my live streams? Not at the moment. I still enjoy making these things, but I don't get. I think because I'm not. I suppose it'd be like if you're I don't know, a football fan. If you stopped watching, if you stopped going to football games and you stopped watching Sky Sports and you don't watch football, you're going to gradually lose interest in football, and that's kind of where I am a wee bit with kind of retro gaming. Still love them. I still put on my Commodore 64 and the Mister and fire up whatever I want to play. But I don't know. It's become so stagnant. Everybody's doing it. You know. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I think a huge part for me is yeah, I've been watching a few of your train simulators. I tell you, have got staying power when it comes to actually fucking learning stuff. I do take my hat off to you. Um, yeah, yeah, I've not really got very much to say. The thing, and I've said this before, and I'm not having a go at people, but I've always tried to kind of get people involved, like coming on to my nice and nasties. I mean, you've probably noticed my nice and nasties have just fallen off a cliff. There's not been any for absolutely ages. Cheers, Keith. Take care, man. Hopefully see you tomorrow night. Yeah, I was really enjoying them. Um, the problem is I've got to ask people, do you want to take part in it? And they'll say, yep, yep, yep. And then you say, yep, well, I can make Wednesdays, I can do Sundays, let me know. Yep, yep, yep. And then you hear fuck all, and you hear nothing. And I'm not the kind of person, I can't be asked. I'm not going to go chasing someone. I'm not going to go knocking on somebody's door, asking if they're going to join me. I ask once, and I might at a push do a little reminder, and then that's it. That's it. So I've lost count the number of people that have said they're going to do the thing with me, and then I never hear any more about it. Um, so on the flip side, excuse me, if somebody was going to ask me, do I want to take part in their it's not from the lack of trying, Steve. Trust me. I've told you that you're always welcome on it. Um, yeah, if somebody was to ask me, do I want to take part in their video? Absolutely. Yeah, I would jump. I would say absolutely. I love talking about stuff, but yeah, I'm maybe just becoming a wee bit kind of. I think jaded. That's a good one. I'm becoming a bit jaded with the whole retro scene, for lots of different reasons. But a huge part, it's not so much that I've got a problem with the retro gaming scene. It's more that I've now got other hobbies, which I've kind of mentioned as well. So yeah. Anyway, fucking hell, I said I wasn't going to complain. That is now an hour and 10 minutes of me doing nothing but. I've got a couple of questions, and then what we're going to do, I'll tell you in a minute. Excuse me. Milty Swinbuckle, if you could do a Friday waffle with three or more people alive today, but they had to be people who didn't know you in any way. Right, so in any kind of famousy people, a Friday waffle. Right, I'm going to for the. I mean, the Friday waffle has stopped being about games for a long, long time, and that's why I'm always surprised that people listen to them or watch them because I'm just complaining about stuff. But then, yeah, the waffle. I mean, in the early days, it was all about video games, and I would pick a subject. Oh, what's my the five worst Spectrum games, and who did the best graphics, and what games had the best SID music, all that kind of bollocks. But then gradually over time, it stopped being just about video games. It was about me moaning about stuff and what I've been up to. And then I would say probably in the last couple of years, it's largely just been me complaining about things and moaning about what I'm doing in my life and whatever. Um, So for the purpose of Milfy's, the purpose of Milfy's Friday waffle question, who would I pick? I'm going to pick three gaming type people. It would have to be Jeff Minter, 100%. Jeff Minter is he's he's a gaming god as far as I'm concerned, and he's um, one of the most interesting people in this hobby. Uh, I'm going to pick obviously three people I've never had on before. So it'd be Jeff Minter. I suppose like Nolan Bushnell or Eugene Jarvis. I think probably one of them would be pretty good. And I was going to say Ian Gray. I would love to speak to Ian Gray just because we've got stuff to talk about. Um, you know what I would go for? Matthew Smith. Yeah, I'd have Jeff Minter, Nolan Bushnell, and Matthew Smith because I think he's people don't understand Matthew Smith. I think he had a really hard time. He put out one of the best video games, in my opinion, not just for the Spectrum, best video games ever. I think he'd be an interesting guy because he hit the highs and then he just kind of vanished. So yeah, that would be my three. And Colin, Mr. Colin Jones Ponder, my question for the next waffle. Talking of t-shirts, what are your favourite novelty funny t-shirts that you own? Uh, I'm going to be a boring bastard, Colin. In fact, it's quite interesting. I was going through my t-shirt drawers the other day there, and I was sorting them into plain t-shirts and t-shirts like this that I've got kind of logos on them, and I've actually got way more blank t-shirts. I've got about 10 black t-shirts, and that's kind of what I'm happiest in. A kind of jeans and a t-shirt. What were you asking? Yeah, novelty t-shirts. I own, I think I actually flung out my, years ago, I had a Main Meister A Bollocks t-shirt, and I actually tossed it in the bucket a couple of weeks ago. I thought, I'm never ever going to wear it. I mean, I think when I went to the Play Glasgow event about probably 10 years ago, I decided to wear it just for a laugh. But I chucked that out. The only novelty t-shirt I've got one of Sid James. Does that count as a novelty t-shirt? One of Sid James with his pork pie hat on, smoking a pipe and laughing. Um, I've got a Bruce Lee one. Obviously, AI. He's doing like he's like a DJ. He's got a record deck, Bruce Lee record deck, quite cool. But no, actual novelty like you remember the T-shirts from the 70s that would say "I'm with this idiot" and it would have like a finger pointing to your pal. I did have one of these back in the day. The only novelty T-shirt I've got a Commodore 64 T-shirt. I bought it in London when I was doing in Camden a couple of years ago. There was a wee guy he made up his own t-shirts, and I saw that and I thought, oh, that's awesome, I'll buy it. And I've never worn it, and I'm never likely to wear it. I don't do novelty t-shirts. I don't have a problem with them. It's not something that I would really wear. I mean, I do have, and I was kind of putting the boot in earlier on. I do have an Atari t-shirt that kids would probably wear, even though they wouldn't have a clue what the Atari logo actually. Yeah, that was. Well, there you go, Dave. That T-shirt is now in the bucket. Uh, yeah, I think I wore it once. I must have wore it. I must have wore it down at Blackpool then. Yeah, if you saw it. Yeah, possibly twice then. But that T-shirt's now in the bin. So yeah, I'm not into novelty T-shirts at all. Lots of people like them, but I'm not. So anyway, listen, I'm going to put it on pause for 5 minutes. I'm going to go and go for a piss. What I'm going to do, I've decided I've made a list of not what are the best Amiga games. I've made a list of not even, I wouldn't even say they were my favourite Amiga games. But these, I've made a list of, don't know how many, I don't know how we'll get through. Ah, fuck, it's only 10 o'clock. One, two, three. There's about 15 games, and these were games that I played a lot back in the day. I mean, there was thousands of games for the Amiga, and so I've just made a list. I was going through GameBase, and I think I got up to 1990, and then I realised at the time, I thought, fuck, I better get this stream started. So I've got a list of games, and they're not in any particular order, but these were games that for whatever reason, I love to play, and I'll play them for 5-10 minutes each. So what I'm going to do is I've got the hiccups. I'm going to go for a piss. We'll take 5 minutes. Go and make yourself a cup of tea. Come back if you'd like, and yeah, I'll put my holding video up for 5 minutes, and I will see you shortly, and we will be playing some of the games that I played a lot on the Amiga. So yeah, I will see you shortly. Right, I'm going to fly solo because I'm getting too bloody warm with that bloody hat on. Right. Shut the curtains. Okay, I'm conscious of the light being. Well, you're not going to see it shortly anyway. I'm going to be putting the mister on. So anyway, yeah, I've got some of my games teed up. So let's have a look. The first game. Oh, what the hell's going on here? Oh, wait a minute. Hang on a second. Christ, I've got fucking stuff everywhere. Shit. You can sit there, and then you can sit there. And I'm just going to unplug this. That comes out of there. Da-da-da-da-da. Right, that can go over there. Right. Stick this. I've got a wee magnet in this thing. Okay, yeah, I'm kind of doing. I'm doing a few of these. Yeah, I did do. I forgot to mention that I did do a Sid a Sid show with. I watched with Mainmeister as well. We watched another. What do you call it? Starcade, which was fucking awful. Not quite as bad as the last one, but yeah. Anyway, right, let's get on to the Mister and full screen. So this is going to be. These are not the top games, not even the best games. These are simply the games that I played a lot. Um, right, hang on. What are you saying, Dave? This is a bit like a thing I'm trying out at the moment, playing all the games I used to own. But yeah, just, I think sometimes I just have to try and think, what can I do? What can I do that's? I mean, there's only so many ways to like. There's only what's the phrase? There's only so many ways to skin a cat. I can't remember if that's the thing. There's only so many things you can do with playing video games. But yeah, just playing games that I used to enjoy on the Amiga. Right, why is that not working? Hang on. Oh, I need to move that over there. Hang on a second. Right, let's move that over there a wee bit. It can go there. That can go there. Just move that down a wee bit. So I'm just rearranging my screen so I can actually see the games. That needs to come down a wee bit. Right. That can go. Oh, that can go there actually. Yeah. Wait a minute. That can go in there, and then move it in like so. Right. That's all on the one screen. Right. Let's close that down. Don't save that. Right. Right, let me try and see this. This annoys me no end. OBS, it forgets deactivate, activate, deactivate. See, why is that not working? Why was that working fine? See, I bet if I click on full screen, it's not there either. Why does it keep unseeing that? That is bloody annoying. Uh, right, I'm going to do deactivate, activate, and then I'll put it back to mirror box. Oh, it's fucking disappeared. Right, I'm going to have to unplug the mirror box. I don't know why it does that. It's a pain in the arse. There's obviously something that causes it to do that. Right, back in. Right, it's back now. I don't know why it does that. It's a fucking pain in the arse. Right, anyway, the first game. The first game that I'm going to play, this was a game that I played. Well, all these games I played a lot. Some of them aren't very good, but I played them a lot, and that's why they're on this list. Let's have a look. Right, why has that stopped? Right, for some weird reason, the video capture thing keeps stopping. I don't know why it's doing that. If I activate it and deactivate it, it kicks in for a second. Oh, now it's disappeared completely. And it's now back. Right, what I need you guys to do is tell me if it freezes. I don't know why it's freezing. No idea why it's doing that. You need to tell me. Please tell me if it freezes, because when I'm playing, if I'm looking at that screen, I can't see that that's not working. I will try and kind of keep an eye on it best I can. Right, the first game I'm going to play, and again, I was I was just going through them. The top of my head is Hybris. Right, yeah, this is an absolute Stonewall classic. Slow the game down. Oh, now wait a wee minute. Do we need to put it into PAL? I don't know. Is that the correct perspective? I think that's stretched. Is that stretched? Is that stretched? I can't bloody remember. Wait a wee minute. Yeah, that looks better. That looks better. Original. Right, okay, that seems to be running at the right speed, so let's give. I'm sure you could want to credit this, Dave, without any issues. It's a great game. Oh, there we go, there we go, there we go. A huge part of this game for me is the music. It's just so good. I always think that this looks, yeah, I mean, Terra Cresta, you're right, Milestar, this is obviously based on Terra Cresta, definitely. I notice this button is sticking. Shit. This fire button is sticking a wee bit. Why is it doing that? Bollocks. Right, I'm gonna. Oh, it's sticking. The fire button's sticking. I'm gonna end up dying. Can I pause this at all? I don't know if I can. Can you pause this game? Oh, for fuck's sake. Right. You can see there, I don't know what's going on there. That is, the Myra thing is just going tits up. Hiya. Well, no, probably about an hour, is that alright? Okay, cool. No, the game's not crashed. The game has not crashed. It's just, there you go, it's back again. And I've just died. I've just died. I'm going to play again. I don't know what's going on with that. The only good thing is, because it crashed, but it didn't crash, OBS seemed to kind of crash. Right, hang on a second. I need to try and find out why that is sticking. right. I'm not sure, Dave. I'm not sure. No, you know the thing is, no, it's OBS because it's coming through. It's coming through the capture card onto that monitor, and the monitor is absolutely fine. It was perfect. So it's OBS that's actually fucking up. Right, wait a wee minute. I'm going to reload it because I've obviously been dying. Yeah, the only good thing is when it went quiet, I instantly knew that it had thing with aspect ratio original. Oh, there we go, original. And there we are. Oh, hang on a second, that looks. Is that alright? Yeah, maybe it is. Maybe it is. So no, nothing wrong with the mister or the capture card. It's OBS itself for some weird reason. I always thought that the backgrounds in this would make, oh, what the hell's that? Would make a nice Commando game. I didn't actually realise at the time that Commando was out for the Amiga. Never knew that. Oh, it's fucking sticking again. Shit. With food that's going down the bloody back of the thing. Sticking. This is a pain in the arse. Well, if I press that, oh, that's still shit. It doesn't pause it. You twat. I will need to be mindful of the time because my daughter and myself always take my dogs out for a walk. So we'll wrap this up at 11 o'clock. If that's alright. I mean, I could continue this tomorrow night, to be fair, rather than sort of rushing it. Oh, that bloody button sticking again. That's not good. Immediately lose it. I know I'm making this game look easy, and it's because it is relatively easy. I've got no worries that Dave would he would play this in one credit and complete it. Absolutely. I'm going to have to change the controls actually before starting the next game. Oh, for fuck's sake, how did that happen? I'm already thinking that the guy that wrote this died. I think he did. Shit. Right, anyway, that was that one. The next game, no surprise when you find out what one it is a stunt car racer. Yeah, I might, rather than rush this, I think I might, we'll play at 11 o'clock, I'm not going to rush it, we'll play at 11 o'clock and then we can continue tomorrow night, all going well. Right, stunt car racer. I don't think I ever played this on the ST. I'm going to go for the original because I don't think I actually played. I don't think I played the TNT version. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the buttons. Right, left, down, up. Right, I'm going to make that fire. That can be that, whatever that is. That. Don't want a pause button. No, that is. Oh, right, I wish I knew that. Right, there is a pause button. Milestar, I'm assuming, I know Novabug is streaming now because I checked earlier on. I presume that you're actually watching two streams at once. Do you want to set up? No, I don't. Right, right. Right, we'll just go for. Yeah, let's start the racing season, shall we? Always thought it's slightly odd looking. All the characters are like characters, whereas you've got like a motor helmet on. Why are you not some sort of they don't have helmets, so why have you got a helmet on? That always looked a bit odd. This is one of these games again. You've got to be playing on a regular basis to kind of get used to it again, how it plays and how it handles. Ah, that's not good. Oof. I would like to see a remake of this, but for them to not mess about with it too much. I never ever did get to play it in Link Up. The one thing I don't like about this game is if you do crash, it's pretty much game over. All about learning the tracks. Oh, fucking hell. How did I manage that? Oh, he's going to come shooting past me in a second. Oh, 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 oh. I think he's neck and neck with me. You've got to kind of anticipate the corner. That was better. And I think you want to try and maintain contact with the track at all times as well. Idea for a stream video that I've been toying with, you can nick it if you want, pick one game for each system that would serve as the best introduction to someone new to the system. That's not a bad idea. That's again, as I was mentioning earlier, Dave, there's only so many ways you can present video games. At the end of the day, you're just playing video games, and it's trying to come up with interesting ways. But that's not bad. That's not a bad shout. Yeah, we'll go into the next track. Like I don't want to rush this. I think we'll just stick with it. To be fair, that one's fairly easy. If you come off the track, then you're completely fucked. Bollocks. We need a bit of turbo boost here, I think, to try and catch him up. He's bloody miles in front. Probably better off using a proper joystick for this actually, rather than a kind of arcade stick. It's strangely compelling, this game. I don't know what it is. Unfortunately, this track hasn't really got anywhere you can use this kind of boost. Maybe at the top of this hill, possibly. It's got big licks down here. Oh, fucking hell. Yeah, I think it's curtains for this one. Yeah, it's all about the twitchy movement, just guide into the corners, and you've got to kind of anticipate the track. Because you can only see a wee bit of the corner, and it's just trying to just kind of edge it around. Even the Milfy, how are you? I did answer your question earlier on, about an hour and a half ago. Oh, what happened there? Why did I just suddenly shoot off the track? So wait a minute, when you complete it all, you get a superpowered car, really? Never knew that, right? I'm going to give it another go. Right, okay. Oh no, we're still in it. Okay, playing some old bloke. I'm going to turn the sound up a wee bit, actually. Now that's the thing, Dave. Whoops. Games don't have to be. It doesn't. It's not about playing the best games. Yeah, plenty of YouTubers play the best games. For me, it's about playing games that I've got that I enjoy, that are pish, whatever. Playing some shite games is always fun as well. I love the clunky sound effects. They are just so good. Fucking hell. Right, I think I need to get a bit turbo boost to try and get away from this guy. Oh, piss off. Oh, you bastard. You cheating bastard. Right, that's it. It's war. It's all out war, folks. And that's what happens when you try and push it too much. I think it's fair to say I've lost this one as well. Oh, bollocks. Arse. Right, how we doing for time? Right, I've got half an hour. Let's move on. But yeah, that was a game that I played a lot. I know you wouldn't think it by looking how pish I was there, but that was a Stunt Car Racer. Right, the next one needs no introduction. Sensi Soccer. Yeah, I would love to see a remake of Stunt Car Racer, but not to fuck about with the mechanics too much. Just keep it the way it was. Now, what I'm going to do before the stream started, I was going to. There's one game that's coming up, and it was the demo that I played constantly. And then when I got the original, when I got the full game, it just wasn't as good. Um, but I'm going to go for the original Sensi Soccer when it first came out, not the. I mean, there was various incarnations that came out. I'm going to go for the original one. Now I think this should be the one with Paul Gascoigne, or it looks like Paul Gascoigne. English. Now wait a minute, is it specials? Friendly. Oh, how do we get? Is that it? That's it. Yeah, let's go for, where's Chinese takeaway? I couldn't remember how to get that serious illnesses. Brilliant. Where is Chinese takeaway? Or is it just called takeaway? I'm sure it was Chinese takeaway. Alright, okay, I can't find, can anybody see Chinese takeaway? Let's go for mass murderers. I'll be mass murderers, and we can be playing against B-film monsters. How's that? I'm sure there was Chinese takeaway. Jesus, renegades, Indian. Maybe it was a later one, possibly. Right, anyway, let's have a look. There's my King Herod, Attila the Hun, Jack the Ripper. Is Fred West not in there? Oh, we've got Adolf Hitler. Norman Bates. Fantastic. Yeah, the whilst World of Sensi Soccer was fantastic, they tweaked it slightly, and it just didn't feel as good. I don't know what it was. It just didn't feel as good as the original. Oof. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. Oof. Had to be. Had to be. Yeah, there was just something. They just changed the mutant ants. They just changed the controls ever so slightly, and I just didn't didn't think it was as good. Oh, come on. Oof. Oh, bollocks. Thanks very much to everyone that's tuned in tonight. I always appreciate it. I was obsessed. This was a game that I played more than any. This was the game I played more than any other game in the Amiga. 100%. Oh, oof. Come on. Blob. Oh, come on. Damn it. Oof. It's one of these games, the more you play it and you get beat and you go, you just know that you can do better. Oh, come on. How did I not score there? Must be getting to full time, yeah, 2 minutes to go. I think we'll have another game actually after this. Right. I'm exactly the same, Dave. I wouldn't say I can't stand football. I've got no interest. I've got zero interest in football. Right, let's pick another two teams. I'm gutted that Chinese takeaway is not there. Let's go for dull things. I'll play as dull things, and we can play against carry-ons. I think we should play against serious illnesses. Right. Oh, fucking hell, what happened there? Right, bollocks. Right, what was I going to play? I was going to dull things versus serious illnesses. Right, play match. Okay. Yeah, I need to be careful what I'm saying. I was going to upset the cause and say I've got as much interest in football as I have in cricket. But, yeah. Oof. Oh, I love how dull things are grey, you notice that? Oh, get up there, who was that? Who scored? Wire. Have it. Oh, bollocks. Oof. The trick shot, you mean the bendable. Oh, come on. Oof. Oh, balls. But you'll be interested to know that this is not the only football game I've got. Considering I don't like football, I did enjoy these early football games, and there is another football game that appeared on my list of games that I played all the time. Ooh. What I think is great as well is when you react to like missing, when you go, ooh, the computer does exactly the same. So I mean, it was a touch of genius with the sensible lads. They really knew kind of what they were doing with sound effects. Oh, come on. foot and mouth disease. Yeah, they got the equaliser. The sensible guys must have had brilliant fun making this game, coding it, coming up with all the stupid kind of teams and all that kind of stuff. Oh. Get out there. That's probably, was it that wire again, possibly? Wire banks his second goal. Ah, come on. I just didn't concentrate. Oh, bollocks. Oop, corner. Yeah, it was definitely, I think it was easier to score in this version. It's wire again, is it? Yeah, it will be. Left hand side. Does he bag his hat trick? He does indeed. Ooh. Even the football chants, I just think it's got the best. It's got the best sound, the most atmospheric sound for a football game. Right, I think that'll do for Sensei Soccer. Right, the next one. Now this is an interesting one. Well, I think it's interesting. This was the game I was mentioning that I got a demo of it, and me and my mate played it constantly, and we couldn't wait for the full game to come out. And then when it did come out, it just felt they had just tweaked it slightly, and again, it just didn't feel as good. And I know I mentioned this before, and I know somebody had had agreed with me, and that game is Skid Marks. I think Skid Marks, was that made by? It was made by a kind of. It was made by. Yeah, there you go, Milty. You know exactly what I'm talking about. It was made by like a demo group, I'm sure. Yeah, I don't know what it was. They just tweaked it ever so slightly, and it just wasn't the same. Is it that to play it? Yeah, we'll just batter straight, I think. But they had the handling of the game, the cars, was absolutely fucking sublime. It was just so good, and they just, I don't know, they just tweaked it slightly, and it just wasn't as good. Right, I'll stick with that one, I think. And I was actually looking for the demo before the stream started. Oh, where am I going? Still a great game, don't get me wrong, but it just, I don't know what it was, I don't know what they'd done. They just made it. to end that race again. Yeah, the computer cars are no slouch, put it that way. They seem to be pretty fast. And the weird thing was, I just never played it the same. I played the demo for ages, and then the game came along and just never really played it. Blue cars miles in front. Oof. Every time I get past somebody, I always end up crashing. Is that game over, is it? Yeah, like I says, Andy, I was exactly the same, mate. I loved the demo, but there's just something just didn't tick the box. How do we can we change the cars possibly? What happened there? Shit, what happened? Let's see, can you go difficulty? Oh, that's rookie, so that's fucking the easiest. Let's say novice. Right, okay. I'll go for novice. Yeah, maybe that's what it was. We'll do 6 laps. Try the wee green one, shall we? Yeah, that's possible. That's absolutely possible. We only had one track to play, so we just kept playing it. But then obviously, when you have multiple ones, yeah. But they did definitely change it, because the track that they gave away as a demo was the one I just played, and it just didn't feel the same. It was really subtle. Yeah. Right, who am I? Green, am I? No, I'm yellow. I thought I changed the car. Right, this is a bit easier. Yeah, this is a lot easier. It's slower for starters. This was like Racing Destruction Set with the Amiga. I love that game in the C64. It's a game, when you look at it now, you would almost say it's absolutely shite, but I played that so much, I loved it. The way the wee kind of the tracks that your car makes stay. That's pretty cool. Does F10 just take you back? Jesus, it's not easy for long, is it? it's actually a good game. I mean, there's no getting away from it. It's just they just meddled with it. They tweaked the controls and made it slightly different. Yes. Right. Escape. Oh, fucking hell. Bollocks. Come on, just try and get past them. Oh, bugger off. Getting close to them, but I just keep fucking up at the last second like that. Oh, thank you. Boost there. Oh, fucking hell. Oh, fuck. Oof, that was lucky. Come on, hold it together. Take your time. Oh, one fucking lap to go, shit. Come on, baby. Oh, fuck. Damn it. Oh, he's made an arse of that, and I've made an arse of it as well. Come on, push it. Come on, get in. Brilliant. Hi Brian, how you doing, mate? Right, I'm going to play one last track and then we're going to wrap that one up, I think, folks. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue tomorrow night with, I've got about another, I've only played 3 games. Yeah, right, let's... 24, he was about half a second behind you. This looks pretty tough. Somebody that's actually knowing what way to go around a track. I found them a bit too complicated. Where am I going? Is it up here? Oh, it's up here. it is a good game. There's no getting away from it. If I'd only ever played the actual full game like this, I would have loved it. And I probably should have given it more time, which I never did. I was just immediately put off when I realised they'd tweaked it. They'd messed about with the handling. Oh shit, I just fucking spun all the way around. Um, yeah, right, anyway, listen, folks, I'm going to call it a night. I always feel guilty bloody switching these things off when there's such a good turnout. I'm going to turn it off just now. Ah. Right, yeah, thank you very, very much for watching that tonight. It's been good fun. I will be back tomorrow night at 7 o'clock probably, and I'm going to continue with my playing the games that I played a lot on the Amiga. So listen, I hope you've enjoyed the video. I've had good fun. Go and watch Novabug. Yeah, listen, have a nice night, and as always, thank you very, very much for watching.